So today we're going to look at the chart for Richard Lewis. May he rest in peace. Um, Passed away on February 27th, 2024 of a heart attack. Uh, we don't have his time of birth, so this is a rectified time. But if you look to the eastern horizon when he was born, based on that time using Vedic sidereal zodiac, not Western tropical zodiac, you would see the constellation associated with Pisces rising at 22 degrees. First, we'll look and see how the planets are operating in his chart. He's a famous stand-up comedian, actor, writer, um, dark humor, noted for his self-deprecating dark humor. First, we'll look at Sun. Sun is ruling the sixth house. So any multicona sign, like the fifth sign of Leo in the sixth house, its ruler becomes challenging, which is Sun. So Sun can be challenging. It is at 13 degrees, and it is placed in the house of happiness and home life and mother. So this brings some conflict with mother, and conflict within himself, affecting his happiness, causing depression, anxiety. Sun is the prime health indicator in this chart. So then Sun is indicator, weak Sun can indicate autoimmune issues, heart issues, and Parkinson's, which he has. Then we have weak placement, old moon. Any planet that is more than 25 degrees is said to be in old age and has trouble promoting its own significations. So moon rules the house of creativity and entertainment. It's placed in the seventh house, the eighth house of vulnerability. So this gives him ability to be creative and entertain the public, moon is public, through comedic expression of his vulnerabilities, his depressions, his addictions, and his dysfunctional childhood family. Then we have a week afflicted by Rahu, Mars. Mars is ruling the house of wealth and fame, placed in the house of success. So this connects his ambition, drive, courage, passion to um, be wealthy and famous and express, again, his vulnerabilities and his anxieties. Um, Then we have weak infant Mercury. Mercury is ruling the house of partnerships. It's placed in the house of entertainment and creativity, and it's in infant state, yet less than 5 degrees, having trouble promoting its own significations. So this gives a delay in marriage and some ups and downs in partnerships. Uh, and his famous partnership with Larry David, being on the Curb Your Enthusiasm show, gives him writing and publishing abilities. Then we have weak placement, moon, um, Jupiter. It is with moon and in the eighth house. So again, connecting career through expressing vulnerabilities in performing and writing. And then we have challenging old Venus. Venus is it's just slightly in old age, but becomes a little bit weak because of that. And Venus is ruling the eighth house, and it's challenging again. Any multiconal sign, you see Libra in the eighth house, seventh sign there, ruled by Venus. Venus, the the eighth house has to do with challenges and stress, um, uh, relationship trauma. And again, this dysfunctional childhood gives him success in performing arts. Venus placed in the house of success and performing arts through writing and expressing dark humor. Then we have challenging, and the eighth house is kind of the dark side. And then we have challenging Saturn. Saturn, you see the 11th sign of Aquarius in the 12th house, ruled by Saturn. Again, Saturn becomes challenging in this chart, and it gives the ability to separate from who he is to take on the different roles as actor, comedian, writer. And the 12th house has to do with autoimmune and addiction, sleep issues, etc., hospitalization. You can see, we'll see that in the timing of events. And then we have challenging Rahu and Ketu, balancing the material success with the spiritual success. Rahu in the third house gives desire for success in performing arts, fine arts. And then K2 in the ninth house gives insights into belief systems. Let's look at the timing of events. So he started his career as a stand-up comedian in 71. That was during a Mars period. And then in 94, he OD'd and ended up in the hospital during a Saturn period. Saturn is ruling the house of hospitalization. Got on the Tonight Show shortly thereafter, boosting his, during a Jupiter period, boosting his success. In 92, he was opposite Jamie Curtis in Anything But Love. Again, during a Jupiter period, boosting success. Then he met his wife in 98. They got married in 04 during a Mercury period. Mercury rules the house of marriage. In 2000, he wrote memoirs and was started in playing and acting himself, basically, in Curb Your Enthusiasm during a Mercury period. Again, that partnership with Larry David. And then in 2015, he wrote Reflections from Hell during a Jupiter period, again, writing, publishing. And then he shattered his hand somewhere in there that ended up having to have some surgery during a Saturn period. And then also a Saturn period, had a back injury and back surgery in 2019. And then shoulder surgery in 2020, diagnosis with Parkinson's in 2023. You see that he's in a Venus. Well, let's see. Before that, I think he was in a Sun period. Yeah, K2 period. So K2 causing lots of unexpected events there. And then on February 27, 2024, he had a heart attack, passed away during a Venus period. And if you'll see the transit chart on the left, the circular one, the outer circle is where the planets were when he passed away. The inner circle is where the planets were when he was born. So in this chart, we see on the date of his passing that Rahu and Ketu were very close to the rising sign degree, the transiting Rahu and Ketu, afflicting the first house of longevity, the body. And then we have Saturn was afflicting Sun in the 12th house and Mercury. And Sun is afflicting Saturn. That's they're both afflicting each other. So Sun is a health indicator for heart attack in the 12th house, end of life. Saturn is representing longevity as well. And then we have transit Venus afflicting transit Saturn. And again, this is Saturn having to do with longevity, and Venus having to do with death-like experiences. And one more thing, a transit K2 afflicting natal Venus, again, with death-like experiences and loss. So what could we do to strengthen the chart? Well, he's already doing charity work, which would be transforming his challenging Sun, Venus, Rahu, and K2 and Saturn. Probably more of that could been helpful. And then strengthening his benefic planets with my favorite remedy, a Kavash, which is a silver locket containing the Devatai mantras for his benefic planets. If you'd like to get a Kavash or get a reading or learn Vedic astrology, you can go to www.vastucreations.com. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thank you so much for listening. And condolences to Richard Lewis's family. Our hearts and prayers are with them.